Michael Dobbs. I'm a research fellow at the US Holocaust Memorial Museum, and for the last 6 months I've been investigating the life and times of Ratko Mladic, the Bosnian Serb military commander who was responsible for a number of war crimes in Bosnia, culminating in the genocide, the killing of at least 7,000 Bosnian Muslims at Srebrenica in July 1995. After the Dayton Peace Agreement, Mladic was indicted by the Yugoslav War Crimes Tribunal and spent 16 years on the run in hiding from international investigators. He was finally captured and brought to The Hague to face trial exactly a year ago in May of 2011. So his trial is going to be the culminating moment of the Yugoslav War Crimes Tribunal. It's been in existence for the last 15 years, but it's only now that it is finally getting round to investigating and passing judgment on the leading perpetrators of the war crimes in Bosnia. I'm going to be covering the trial of Ratko Mladic along with hundreds of other international journalists, and we'll have an opportunity to see him in the courtroom and also talk to prosecutors, defense lawyers who have been following this case for a lot longer than we have. And I expect that there'll also be a number of Mladic's victims travelling from Bosnia to finally see that justice is done, and they will also be present in the courtroom. So it'll be an opportunity to talk to the victims, to talk to the international investigators, and see justice being done in the courtroom. In order to assemble as much background as possible for the case, I've actually travelled to Bosnia. I've been to Srebrenica and talked to people who survived the massacre of July 1995. I've talked to people on both sides of the ethnic conflict in Bosnia. But I've also looked at the very detailed trial record that the Yugoslav War Crimes Tribunal has assembled as a result of legal proceedings against a large number of senior Bosnian Serb leaders. And that record has made it possible to make a much richer documentation of both the war in Bosnia and the terrible massacres that took place in Srebrenica right at the end of the war in 1995. We have a website at the Holocaust Memorial Museum that has been putting up some of the evidence that has been produced in these trials, and also I've been blogging about the trials for the American magazine Foreign Policy and our own website at the US Holocaust Museum.